be better all the way around if I didn't go in that fucking stadium. It's bad enough I'll be sitting there around those fucking assholes pre-gaming.
Right. All right, let me get her started here. What's up, everybody? Welcome into your Buckeye Rush Hour for a football freaking Friday. One more day till game time. Friday, September 1st. It's the first of the month. Wake up, get up, get up. All right. September 1st, 2023, you know it. Got Sean in here joining me today. He's got a lovely story of places up north. We're going to be talking some future Buckeyes, where are the current commits playing this weekend around the country. If we have time, we'll get into an in-season visitors list. We've got some guys coming in for some games. Nobody really meaningful until we get to the Maryland game, maybe. But let me check on the chat real quick before we get rolling. Nobody's in there yet. Make sure you call in, folks. Number is pinned to the top of the chat. It's also down here in the description below. It's the same number, same ID and passcode and everything as usual. It's always the same. So pop in there. Let us know what's up, and we'll get you through. So, Sean, I'll go ahead and give you the floor so you can kind of lay out your predicament, I guess you can call it. Go right ahead. Sorry, he fell off. He's back. Are you there? Not picking anything up. How about now?
Okay, I'm in.
All right, you fell off. Yeah, I had to readmit you through the fucking waiting room and all that.
Yeah, I accidentally hit leave meeting instead of got it.
Yeah. So Sean is going to lay out his predicament he has this weekend, and I'd love to get your opinions. Everybody in the chat and watching at home. Sean, I'll give you the floor.
Okay, everybody. Just real quick. Am I the asshole? So my wife, I live in Michigan. You guys all know that. My wife works at the hospital, and this doctor friend of hers is a longtime season ticket holder, has been offering tickets for years. We'd never take them. Finally, hey, Rochelle, I've got 3 tickets this Saturday, Eastern Carolina. Do you want them? My wife says yes. Okay. Wife says, hey, I got tickets. I'm like, oh, no problem. Hold on. Let me check the schedule. Okay, that's the noon game. Buckeyes don't play till 3:30. I said, you know what? We can do that. We'll go to that game tailgate, leave at halftime, watch the Buckeyes game. I said, okay, that's fine. Going to be my wife, me, and my son, my junior year football playing son. Buckeye fan also, by the way. So us 3 are going to go. I said, well, the first thing is, okay, I'll go to this game. It's going to be a blowout Michigan, but what do I wear? Obviously, I'm not wearing anything Michigan. My daughter goes to Michigan State, and I hate to admit this to the listening audience, but I did buy a Spartan pullover for when I go to parents' night and fit in with that crowd. I apologize. But
you can also wear it on St. Patty's Day.
That's right. Dual use. But I said under no fucking circumstances am I wearing anything Michigan to anything ever. Right. And so they're like, okay, you just wear gray. I'm like, okay, fine. I'll just wear gray. I'm not going to be an asshole. These are nice seats. I don't want this guy to say, hey, what's the deal with your fucking husband screaming and yelling and wearing his Buckeye shit at my seat.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, I'll wear the gray. She gets a text or call, whatever. She's like, well, tomorrow in our sectional thing, it's going to be a maze out. I said, a fucking maze out. Number one, I told you I'm not wearing anything fucking Michigan. And number 2, I don't even own any yellow fucking clothes. So I'm really like getting pissed off at this point. So I come up with what I think is a great idea and is like win-win for everybody. And that is that we go to this tailgate. We're going to leave like 8 in the morning and go to this thing. I heard it's pretty sweet, whatever. We're going to go to this thing. And I'm like, you know what? Let's have the kid bring a friend, another football playing buddy of his. We'll go there. I'll enjoy the tailgate. We'll all sit there. We'll have fun. When the game starts, you guys go inside. I'll go find a sports bar. And, life is good. Win-win. Everybody's happy. No, my wife is like totally against that and wants us all three to fucking suffer through this bullshit together. And so for our listening audience, if you guys have the streaming Peacock, which I don't think anyone does, so no one will be watching this game, thankfully. But if you do have the streaming cock, then there'll be one guy in there that isn't wearing the maze in the home section. Look for me, people. I'm not going to wear, I cannot wear Buckeye stuff though. It'll probably be white or gray, but that's where I'm at. Fuck my life. And
Jesus Christ. So it's not a box, right? It's actual seats. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But it's going to be a good seat as I understand it. A good home field season ticket holder seat.
Well, you'll probably be around the wine and cheese crowd, right? At the tailgate and then at the seats.
I'm guessing.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't see the doctors messing with you too badly. I mean, and who has yellow in their fucking wardrobe anyways?
I know.
Besides like Arnold Palmer, Jack Nicklaus.
Right.
They got a nice yellow sweater in there.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, I mean, what's the play? What do? Do you divorce your wife or do you do this? That's the dilemma.
Yeah, those are kind of drastic circumstances. I mean,
I feel drastic times call for drastic measures.
Right. Yeah. I definitely would not wear anything yellow, but you kind of have to just wear a neutral gang colors, since you're going into.
I did say we're out of there at halftime, but I also put the caveat in there. If Eastern Carolina's up, I ain't leaving to see the next App State fucking story either.
Yeah, that's true. You got to definitely wait that out. So it'll probably be a blowout by half. You'll be safe, most likely. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. Let me check on the chat, see who's in here. Billy, what's up?
Laughing at me, Billy?
Billy. He says the solution is obvious, Sean. Get a new wife.
Kill myself?
That'd be hard enough just walking into that shithole, man. I don't know if I could do that. Walking through those gates. God.
And I'm not going to tell anyone that I'm even a Buckeye fan there. I don't think, just because the way those people are on and on about winning 2 years in a row when we beat them for 20 in a row, basically. I can't take it.
Yeah. I don't envy your situation. Yeah, it's too bad you can't get a stand-in,
Right.
But you don't want to turn it into like that. Was that one episode of Seinfeld where Elaine is they get box seats like next to Steinbrenner's box at a Yankee game, and she wears a Baltimore Orioles hat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, well, I don't know what to tell you, man. Just
I just wish I had more friends that gave me free Ohio State tickets. That's all.
Yeah, or a friend that would give you tickets. Yeah.
And I live close where I could just pop over there.
Right. Yeah, that's a tough one, man. Well, best of luck. At least, it's only going to be like an hour and a half. I mean, they got these new clock rules, so the clock's going to be constantly spinning practically, after first downs and shit. So it's like the NFL now. So maybe you'll get out of there a little quicker.
I heard them debating that on one of the radio shows, and do we have data on it yet? Because they were estimating that like you'd have 6 to 7 less plays a game, and I don't know if that's per team or if that's total. And if that is the case, then I think has Vegas adjusted those lines? I feel like Vegas is looking at lines, like especially the big lines, like an Ohio State or Bama versus nobody line. And It's like, well, dude, there's a possession probably going away, a scoring opportunity. I'm thinking that it's going to take a minute for Vegas to catch up with the new rules.
Yeah.
I'm big on the unders to start the season.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I would definitely lean that way in most games. So yeah, it's just going to keep spinning. And I think that was 6 to 7 plays per team. That's how I took that estimation. But again, we have very little data to go off of here. After this weekend, with a full slate, we'll have a much better idea of what's real, especially for the teams we follow. The top 25 teams, the top, the Power 5 at least. I want to know those. I don't care about, FCS or the shit conferences.
For sure.
So Harris, how you doing, man? Haven't seen you in the chat in a long time, Harris. Good to see you though. He says that's terrible. I'm sorry, Sean. And Billy says you don't want to be cheering when ECU scores. You got to keep those fist pumps to a minimum.
What's going to happen? Am I going to get a strongly worded stop that?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So let's keep the comments coming, folks. I did want to mention tomorrow during game day, I'm going to have a running post here on YouTube in the community area for everybody to join in. So if you guys want to post, I'm not going to do play-by-plays, but I'll post some comments in there. We'll just keep it running, and you guys can pop in, comment on each other's posts or each other's comments. So I'll make a game day Ohio State post, for everybody to jump in, kind of like a just like a message board kind of thing right here in YouTube, so you don't have to go anywhere else. So keep an eye out for that. And if I don't think I'll do one for the Michigan game unless I see Sean. So I do have the Peacock app, so I have that just for the Office episodes. So I will be keeping an eye on that, and I'll be taking some screen grabs if I see anybody wearing gray.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It'll be gray or white. I feel like white's almost the play, right? Because white's the away team, so that's almost like going for them.
Yeah.
Without announcing it.
And you could, if you have a nice white t-shirt, kind of a going to the club kind of white t-shirt, or a nicer one, not just a plain like Hanes, white t-shirt, you can make it, somewhat fashionable if you have something like that, or a button up. If you got a button up white shirt, that would fit right in with the doctors.
I haven't checked no, I think this one doctor's a fucking nut job and wears those like suspenders, those blue and fucking, or those yellow and white or blue and white suspenders things. Yeah, no, these people are maniacs.
There's always one of those guys.
I know that one doctor has a pair because I've seen him.
Oh God. Yeah. Let me check the chat before we get into our future Buckeyes and where they're playing this weekend. Harris says he's good. He's into he does HVAC. So I was talking a few weeks ago about dying in just walking outside, and how the temps were crazy across the country. Well, he's on roofs, man, in boots and the whole 9 yards. So he said he's dying on those roofs from doing the HVAC, but yeah, he's always a diehard listener, and I appreciate that, Harris.
I feel your pain, Harris. I was a roofer for some years up there all summer long, and yeah, ain't no place to hide up there.
No, can't get under a shady tree up there. So keep the comments coming, and like I said, keep an eye out for that game day community post where we can all just chit chat throughout the day. And where are the lady Buckeyes? Where are the lady TBC Buckeye fans? I haven't seen Sue forever. What happened to Cassie? Remember Cassie last year? She was in here about this time.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We had like a handful of girls, lady Buckeyes, I'll call them, on the show. So hopefully they come back for the season. So let's get into this this future Buckeyes list and where they're playing. Let's start off with the quarterbacks. We got 4-star Langston Hughes, quarterback down in Georgia, Aaron Nolan. Heading into week 3, they're undefeated right now. He's at home against Matthews Butler, North Carolina, on Saturday night. 2025 4-star Bell Fountain quarterback Tavien St. Clair looks to bounce back after losing last week. Tonight they travel to, this is a tough one, Sean. You might have to help me with this. Pataskala?
Pascala.
Licking
Where at?
Heights. That's Ohio. It's Licking Heights. Where the hell's is that, like Licking County?
I don't know. That's got to be down there like by Hocking Hills. That's got to be southeast
Yeah.
Ohio, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'm not going to Google it. That's why I need a producer on this show. Do this work for me.
Look it up, Jamie.
That's right. Licking Heights, licking. All right, let's go to running backs. 4-star running back James Peoples out of Veterans Memorial in San Antonio, Texas. He's been out the first 2 weeks with an injury. I can't find any details on what the injury is, but supposedly he's back this week. They go against San Antonio Taft on Saturday. Then 4-star running back out of STA, St. Thomas Aquinas, Jordan Lyle, looks to bounce back this weekend after taking a loss last week. He is going against Fort Myers on Friday, a little cross Florida trip. And then 3-star, what's up? Go ahead.
Little alligator alley rivalry.
Yeah. Hope the bus doesn't break down. 3-star running back from Pick North, Sam Williams-Dixon, is going up against Upper Arlington on Friday. That should be a good one. Little Central Ohio inter division rivalry. Receivers. Number one player in the class, 5-star out of Madonna Prep. Jeremiah Smith got a big win last week, and they're going to Fort Lauderdale Cardinal Gibbons on Friday. Don't hear much about Cardinal Gibbons. I don't know. Could be a big game for Jeremiah. Next up,
I feel like you used to hear about Cardinal Gibbons.
Yeah, it's been a long time though. We got back to the Midwest, 5-star New Haven, Indiana receiver Mylan Graham wants to head into week 3 here and go undefeated. His team, New Haven, the Bulldogs, they host Waterloo, DeKalb. I don't know. It's confusing, that L in there. Anyway, that's tonight. Then the third wide receiver, 4-star from Christian Brothers College, wide receiver Jeremiah McClellan, had a big game last week with some serious highlights. I think he had 3 TDs and plus 1 called back on a penalty. So they're taking on Bryant out of Arkansas on Friday. And 2026 wide receiver Chris Henry Jr., 4-star from Cincinnati Withrow. They have their first home game tonight, and they host Lima Senior. So some big action there for the wide receivers. I look for some big games from those guys. Tight ends, we just have Max LeBlanc from Chattanooga. They host White Plains, New York. Archbishop Stepanak. Never heard of that guy. Then 4-star tight end out of Cleveland Glenville. They want to remain undefeated, and they have another big test this week at Avon tonight. Offensive line, 4-star tackle Ian Moore, looking for his first win of the season. They've had a tough go of it. They ran for over 300 yards last week and still lost. They host Yorktown. Yeah, it's not from a lack of running the ball, that's for sure. Then the 4-stars, St. Ed's twins, Deontay and Devontae Armstrong, look to continue to pound people into the ground. they host Upper Marlboro, Maryland, Rock Creek Christian. So the Armstrong boys looking to crush the state of Maryland again. 3-star. Oh, did you see last week's game against Good Counsel?
I did not.
Looked like the Green Bay Packers O-line was just mauling these dudes. Dylan Stewart got kicked out in like the first quarter, I think, for fighting. So, and then Darian Mayo didn't do much. But yeah, St. Ed's rolled.
Yeah, they're highly ranked. I mean, they're ranked nationally.
Yeah, they are.
They're loaded.
Yeah. And then the 3-star Toledo Central Catholic offensive lineman Mark Nave. He's playing tackle now, but he'll be an interior O lineman probably for the Buckeyes. They host Michigan Central Catholic tonight. Sean, you have any take on that one?
Yeah, I do actually. Those we play Mark Nave next week, and we'll play the team that they're playing. You got Toledo Central Catholic against Detroit Catholic Central. So a little.
Okay.
This should be a
Central
natural rivalry.
Yeah.
Natural rivalry between these. The Catholic Central up here, it's actually my school's rival. They're good. They're D1. They're always good. Ish. But I think Central Catholic in Toledo is just, they're up there. They might be the second best team in Ohio behind St. Ed's, and they're D2. And that should be a good game tonight. I wanted to go to it, but it was down in Ohio. If it was up here, I probably would have went over to check that one out. But that should be, I expect Toledo to win, but they're playing a solid team for sure.
Don't forget to call in, folks. Phone lines are open, so pop in there. I'll keep an eye on the waiting room. Same numbers, same codes, all that stuff as every time. Let's get into the defense here. Defensive line, you get the 5-star Justin Scott from Chicago St. Ignatius. They are home against Oak Park, Fenwick tonight. Then you got 5-star Buford defensive lineman Edric Houston traveling to Kennesaw, Georgia, North Cobb. They want to remain undefeated as well. Linebackers, you got Big Walnut linebacker Garrett Stover looking for their first win. He's had a tough go of it. He's played well, but the team hasn't really rallied around him. So they travel to Franklin tonight, Franklin, Ohio. 4-star Lucas, Texas, Lovejoy High School linebacker Peyton Pierce had a nice week 1 win last week. The Leopards travel to Argyle, Texas tonight. Argyle, like the sweater. Cornerback from Springfield, Ohio, Aaron Scott Jr. They took a loss last week against DeMatha, the powerhouse. So Scott and the Wildcats hit the road and head to Trotwood, Madison. Then you got Bryce West. We mentioned earlier, Cleveland Glenville's going to Avon tonight for a big matchup. Let's go out west to Chandler, Arizona. 4-star corner Miles Lockhart from Basha High School has his first home game tonight. They host Gilbert, Arizona, Highland High School. And then safety, our last guy, 4-star from Seton Hall Prep in West Orange, Jersey, Jalen McLean looks to get back in the winning column this week. They go against Sparta, New Jersey, Pope John. Oh my God, his Roman numerals. Why would you do that? Pope John the 23rd. So that is your slate of games for the future Buckeyes this week. I don't think we have any big ESPN games.
Isn't it kind of amazing that, you know, it was at least a handful of games that you read off there, you know, that these teams are playing out of state. And, you know, now my kids are going just across the border to Toledo. But so many of these teams, you know, you had Cleveland guys going out to Maryland. And obviously you always got who'd St. Ed's play? They played out of state as well.
Good Counsel last week. This week they got They got this week they got Upper Marlboro Rock Creek Christian out of Maryland.
I love that these teams are traveling far and wide for some good football. I'm a fan. It's seemed to become a lot more normal now. But I don't know if it certainly wasn't nationally, but Michigan high school rules, I think, had it where, or maybe they changed it to now we could travel. I could be wrong, but there's a number, and I feel like it's 300 or 500 miles away and play a game. It's in a radius like that.
So there's a restriction?
Yeah, there definitely is a restriction. I just think they loosened it.
Wow.
There was always a restriction. I think they just made it a little bit broader.
That's crazy. I can't believe that. They should just let you, schedule whoever, I wonder if the state of Ohio was the same, because it seemed like I don't remember them playing anybody big time until just recently,
I feel like when we were kids, I feel like Moeller would travel to Texas and shit and play teams.
Okay. I don't remember that.
I feel like some of those big time ones back in the day would. But maybe, I know they played some national big time teams like that. But maybe they always came to Ohio. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
But no, because I had always heard that they'd had some rich dude down there had a plane and they'd fly them on that. And damn, nice.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Get the PJ. Let's check on the chat. Yeah, that's right. Let's check on the chat here. Dominic McKinley commits to Texas A&M. Thank you, Harris. I was going to check on that. I heard it was Texas A&M. So not a big surprise there. He's the 5-star D tackle out of Louisiana. He only made an official visit to Ohio State, never made it up for any other visits. So not a surprise that he went elsewhere. Billy says, crap, that would have been a great get. Playing for Jimbo, must have gotten a big NIL bag. Yeah, definitely. Harris says he wouldn't commit there over the other top schools that offer him, especially with Jimbo on the hot seat. John Eric, what's up, John Eric? Welcome to the show. He's on his way to watch Canton McKinley versus Dublin Kaufman. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Billy says, I think it will cost about A&M about $70 million to send Jimbo packing after this year. That's a nice little check.
Ouch.
Yeah. I tell you what, how much is it going to cost Michigan State to scratch a check?
Well, no wonder gas is $4 a gallon again. They got to make that money somewhere.
Exactly.
Look, we're gonna have to bump these for the summer here and get that Jimbo money.
Exactly. So what's the story up there, Sean, with Michigan State and Ishbia, that big billionaire, and what's the other dude, Dan Gilbert?
Gilbert.
Yeah. You think somebody's willing to scratch a check to say goodbye to Tuck?
Not yet. I mean, I think the minute that happened, I was like, what? I'm like, that was a desperate move, man. I'm like, geez. I mean, but yeah, it's those guys' money. It's not the universities. So I don't know what would be owed. I don't even know how that contract's even done completely. The school's obviously paying him something. What's the school paying him? Well, or is it all through the school and it's like those two gave the money to and it's like, well, hey, we're giving this money, but this portion of it needs to go to Tuck. I don't know. I think Tuck is a we'll see. I will, if Tuck can get that team to 6-6 this year, then I'd be in no rush at all. Because he's not going to be working with much this year. I mean, I kind of got them around 4 wins, I think, if I remember right. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, way overpaid. But who are you going to go get? And then,
Yeah.
but now is our players like Ishbia and Gilbert, are they going to get a little softer now? Like, hey, you know what? Let's not just start throwing tens of millions of dollars around to any Tom, Dick, and Harry that walks through the door, because we don't
Yeah.
have a coach. D'Antonio fucked them. I mean, the timing on it was,
Right.
D'Antonio put him in a tight fucking spot. But man, it's because they whiffed, and Fickle was like, "Fuck you, I ain't going there. That place is a train wreck."
Yeah, exactly.
And that's who they wanted.
Yeah. And that was a good choice. I mean, he really thought about that one hard. Fickle
Oh,
did.
I'm sure. I mean, I bet you that was really tough for him.
Yeah, he called D'Antonio to talk about that. What'd you leave in the cupboards for me here? Yeah.
I was like, nah, you don't want this.
Central is at Sparty tonight, 7 p.m.
Yep, the daughter will be going to that one. She's got her home season tickets.
Oh yeah, she's gonna be loaded.
Oh yeah, she's not already.
Billy has a question for you, Sean. This is a good one. Sean, would you rather your children grow up to be serial killers or Michigan fans?
What do you mean? Like, I mean, I'd kill a box of cereal. I mean, like, it doesn't take long.
Not the C word, the C one.
No, I'm numb to it. I've got some friends that are Michigan fans that I can tolerate. But then there's the ones that I can't. So, I mean, if they were a Michigan fan, if they were like some of them though, I mean, I don't know. It'd be hard to even be around them. So maybe they wouldn't even be my child anymore.
Just disown them.
But that's not even true, frankly, because in all honesty, outside the podcast, if one of my kids were to apply and want to go to Michigan and got in there and I get in-state tuition, they can fucking go there. But my son, even if he went there, he still wouldn't like them.
Right. Oh, this is a good time to do our microscopes. Paul Buckeye actually has a question in the chat that I kind of blew right by. I missed that one. Sorry, Paul. He says, who's offensive and defensive players of the game? So we forgot to do our microscopes last Sunday. We're, still getting into season form, some kind of form anyways. We'll never be in mid-season form. But so Sean, what do you want to go ahead and give me your offensive player of the game?
Well, if you want it to be just the guy that I was going to watch when I text you my stuff late, I actually forget who it is now, but off the top of my head right now, I was watching some of last year's Ohio State Michigan game, the first half the other night before I went to bed, and I'm telling you what, Emeka Ibuka, that's who's gonna fucking go off against Indiana this week. I think Marv's going to get all the attention. I think Emeka is going to go off. I see him, eight catches, 120, 2 touchdowns. Boom.
Wow. I like it. So the slot's going to get some work. I have, well, let's see. Not really an MVP. I'm going to use the microscope point of view where we always pick out a player on offense and defense that we're focused on. Not necessarily for good or bad reasons. Could be either, could be both. But, oh, hey, everybody in the chat, everybody watching, please hit like on this video. Sorry. I have my microscope, not for MVP reasons. My microscope is all up over Josh Simmons, left tackle. Kind of went off on him yesterday or today in my 5 keys to a Buckeye victory. I kind of laid it out. Never played the position before at any level. He's only played right tackle. Had 17 penalties last year at San Diego State. He had 800 snaps. Got beat to the inside regularly on Pass Pro. His PFF grades, if I can remember correctly, was like a 66 or 65 against the pass and a 47 against the run. His combined was Oh shit, in the 40s, I forget. But anyways, so yeah, my microscope, and I hope he has a great day. So Josh Simmons is who I'm watching. That's not necessarily for MVP reasons.
I know. It's like, what is with this Josh Simmons? He was, he wasn't even a starter, was he?
Oh yeah, he started 13 games for San Diego State last year. And this is only what? I think he was he a redshirt? I think he was a redshirt.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'm with you. I mean, but he must have come in and been one of those guys. I mean, they must have screwed his head on right or something. It's like, hey, this kid's got all the ability, but he's not working and he just doesn't into it. So, I mean, the only way that can happen, that you can go from being the guy you just described at San Diego State to being fucking left tackle at Ohio State.
yeah.
You must have had a whole mind and body transformation in my mind.
Right.
Yeah,
Justin Fry must have really gone to work on him.
Yeah, and you came in and you took the spot. We already thought we had a guy over there.
Right. So, yeah, I'm going Josh Simmons. Don't call me Jimmy anymore. So on defense, Sean, who do you have for your MVP or microscope?
I think I put for my microscope. I don't know if it'll be MVP. So I'll stick with the MVP thread, and I think he was my guy to watch for the season. JT. I think I'm gonna go with him. I think he's gonna come out quick. And Indiana's got nothing, right? I mean, they got no line. I think it's gonna be a problem for them to keep RD off of. And I think JT's gonna feast.
Yeah. They have like 25 transfers, and then if you combine that with their class of 2023 recruits, they're bringing in 48 new players this year. That's half a squad, more than half. So I guarantee you Tom Allen doesn't even know their names or anything. So these guys are, I don't know how you can get a team together, coach them up, teach them playbooks in 7 months, 8 months.
He's putting together Bishop Sycamore. He's got some 28-year-olds and shit.
Yeah. Did you watch that documentary?
I did. I have not. Have you? I heard it's
I watched
that one's not bad. I heard it's kind of sick in the head, like this.
Yeah, I didn't really care to finish it. I like watched half and then half again. You got the gist of it in the first half. I mean, that Roy Johnson is an asshole, dirtbag, scumbag. It's amazing that there's no laws against what he did. I mean, how does that happen? But he's live and well and free, and he was in Los Angeles, so he's just probably going across the country doing this shit. It's kind of disgusting, just the way he can get away with this shit, and just the way he treated the players. And his kids thought they were going there as like a bridge to get to a D1 school, and a couple of them did, but then one kid got screwed. Where I forget where he was going. I think it was like Georgia Tech or something. This kid got his scholarship offer pulled from the D1 school because they realized Bishop Sycamore wasn't a real school.
Oh,
yeah, shit like that. It's just fucking gross.
I heard the guys explained it up on the radio here. It's like it's like basically just watching like the mind, like that is a psychopath. Like that dude is a fucking psychopath.
Yeah. If he hasn't killed anybody yet, he will someday. But, for defense, my microscope or MVP, I want to see. I'm going Denzel Burke. I want to see this new swaggy confident Denzel Burke and the rest of the corners come out. But most of all, I want to see Denzel Burke. This is a contract year for him. He's been working out with Bradley Roby in the offseason, watching a lot more film. He's one of the first guys in the Woody, first thing in the morning, 5:30 a.m. So let's see this new and improved, healthy, most importantly, healthy Denzel Burke and what he can bring to the table. I know we've got these two mediocre quarterbacks at Indiana, and Tom Allen's kind of playing coy there, not announcing who the starter is. Either way, I don't see how you're going to complete passes against this Buckeye defense.
I'm with you. I can't wait to see this defense. All the hype. I'm starting to buy into all the Eichenberg hype. Like, I mean,
yeah,
everyone's just saying this is going to be the game. They're on board with me. They're like Big Cat. They think he could be the best linebacker in the country.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
Let's go, Tommy.
Yeah. Let's check on the chat here. Oh, Billy had to bounce. His internet's going in and out. Odysseus, what's up, Odysseus? Good to see you. He says Trey has a big day out of the backfield receiving. Okay. Receiving. He catches the ball and houses at least one where Indiana blitzing linebacker vacates. All right. I see you working.
I can see that. Yeah. 3 to 4 catches.
Yeah. And then you got Evan Pryor. He's got great hands out of the backfield. Dallin Hayden has good hands. You could see them working.
Who's going to play? All of them?
Yeah, definitely. I would say at least 4.
I'll bet all of them.
The question mark. Yeah, I would think. I mean, you got to assume you get up early on them, and then at some point, one of the quarterbacks has to hand off.
I'd be happy going into this game with any of those guys being the starter.
Sure. Yeah.
I'd be just fine.
Yeah. I have no problem with that. But yeah, Paul Buckeye says he has X-Man on offense, and on defense, he has Mike Hall. Would be good to see a healthy Mike Hall too. Hopefully he can stay healthy.
I would like to see a heavy X-Man year though. I'm with that.
Yeah. Yeah, but who do that means you got to take a Mecca off the field.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You got X-Man returning kicks. Ryan Day said the other day he's returning kickoffs, and Mecca is returning punts, at least for this week. So I like X-Man. I think he could do both if it's all the same. Kicks or punts, seems like you're catching a ball in the air, slightly different angle. But I like X-Man because he's like 200 pounds. He can take a hit if he gets popped. Won't lose the ball. Odysseus says they have a freshman tackle. Indiana does, so that sounds like trouble for Jack and JT to swarm. Yakoff 22, what's up, Yakoff? He says Ohio State needs to move the ball with ease on nearly every first half possession. Anything less will be disappointing. I agree. Regardless of the quarterback, for 4 quarters, the entire game, they need to move the ball with ease, and we'll see how.
Yeah, but this is where you might not, and because say you're going to have a first down, and it's only going to be a 2-yard gain. Done something good. And then the young quarterback ain't going to be on the same page, and he's going to miss that second down throw. And you got 2nd and 8. Now you got 3rd and 8. And I hope, but I feel like there's going to be a few little bumps to get it going here and there. I don't expect it to, but I don't think it's going to be all that easy either. Everybody's a little nervous, got to shake the rust off.
Right. Yeah, you got to get past those first game jitters. Bright side, though, at least you get to hit a different color jersey, different color helmet. Probably the players are probably tired of hitting, their own guys. So Yakoff, remember Yakoff 22? He said that Edric Houston committed on the same day as his colonoscopy. he said it helped sweeten the day, and he got a good result too.
Nice. Congratulations.
Was it pleasurable? Double your pleasure, double your fun.
Hopefully yours was just like mine, unnoticeable. Knock you out, and then you're awake.
Yeah. Nice. So yeah, what else you got going on this weekend? Any other games? Anybody want to pop in their score predictions? We have our t-shirt giveaway scores. I just read those. Oh yeah, those are coming tomorrow on the Daily Blitz first thing in the morning. So far, I've got Billy, Travis, Don, Odysseus, Stephen Cherry, Johnny C, and PC. I haven't seen Temper around. Temper, if you're around there, you might want to drop your score.
Friday.
We're going
happy
by
hour.
Total points closest to the actual final score wins a free t-shirt from the BuckeyeCast.com. Your choice, t-shirt or a hat. A hat would look good on you.
Got anything in yellow?
No. I bet it looks good on you, though. I bet you get a free bowl of soup with that hat. Those are backwards. Yeah, I guess if anybody wants to, I'll give you 5 minutes. In the next 5 minutes, if you want to enter your score for the Buckeye game, drop it in the chat, and I will record it, and we'll announce the winner Sunday night. Yeah, TCU. Odysseus mentions the TCU Colorado game. I don't know if it's going to be that interesting, just because Prime's coaching. Did he just lose a couple of toes or something?
Something they were talking about. They're going to have to amputate his foot. I don't know what was going on there, but didn't TCU, who lost all their guys, and they didn't have that many great guys anyway.
Yeah. At least their starting quarterback is the same one that started last season. He got hurt in the first game, and Duggan took over.
Is Duggan still there?
No, he's moved on. I think TCU is going to roll these guys. Actually, spoiler alert for tomorrow's Daily Blitz. This is one of my picks. Yeah, it's a 20.5 point spread. This is your big noon on Fox game, by the way. So you can pinball back and forth between the Cock and the Fox at noon. So yeah.
Don't hide between a cock and a fox.
Yeah, that sounds like an old saying, doesn't it? TCU's number 17. Yeah. Colorado. You can't change like the entire roster except for 3 dudes and expect, again, like Tom Allen, just change half the roster.
Make your son the quarterback.
Right.
Every position's open except this one.
Jesus.
I know, that's a little prime.
Yeah. Seems like it'd be hard to follow that guy, like when he's pulling shit like that. Like he told like basically the entire team to get lost, hit the door. I'm bringing in new guys, except for, I'm bringing in my son.
He plays it a little, he plays it a little hardcore, and, I think he's just trying to set it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a fan.
I don't know. I don't think it's doing him any good, the way that he's coming across. These kids, they're they're soft now. They need to be handled gently.
That's true. I know you got to shock the system. You got to reset the culture and all that shit. But I think maybe that's the way to do it. I don't know. I know Herb did something similar when he came to Ohio State in 2012. He had the early morning runs and they beat the piss out of the players with, runs, and early workouts and all that shit. But at some point, I don't know.
And especially with NIL, and they're like, someone else going to pay me and I'm going to put up with this shit? Fuck you.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what the NIL situation's like at Colorado. Is it even that good? You know, maybe now with Prime, you know, he adds some dollars to the coffers and stuff. So I could see it increasing and getting better for them. But
right, I Prime will probably be still Prime, doing all the commercials, making all the money, and yeah, the more money he makes, the more he's bringing in probably on NIL.
right.
He's like, well, look, I know you guys are going to pay me $10 million for this spot. Why don't you pay me $5 million for this spot? And once you give NIL deals out to some guys we're looking at.
Exactly. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he crashes and burns.
He's burning hot. I mean, and I'm with you.
Yeah, I know that they were the worst program in Division I last year, but the schedule doesn't look great. I know they're going to give him plenty of rope. The 4 wins, I think, was their season total.
Oh, I thought it was 2. Oh, last year, didn't they only win 2?
Yeah, it was like 2 or 3. But yeah, it was under 4. So yeah, I'm not a big fan. Gotta look at some of these props for the Buckeye game.
But wouldn't it be by seriously, like by the time that they get any good, his son will be gone. If they do in fact ever get good. It's gonna take a couple 2-3 years. I don't know what eligibility his son has. I mean, what was he, a freshman last year? Or?
I'm not sure. But let's say he has 3 years left. I think that's safe to say.
I don't know. Don't put it past Prime though.
Yeah. Touchdowns. Let's look at these props here for this Buckeye game. I got some over-unders.
I think his kids will play hard for him.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's going to get the best kids. Now the NIL, and that's all here. That's just, he's not gonna.
Odysseus says that Max Duggan got cut by the Chargers. Oof. And he says Coors NIL. Yeah, there you go. Some Coors beers. So we got some over-unders on touchdowns for the Buckeyes. Marvin Harrison is set at 2, Tavien 2, Mayan 2, Emeka 1, Julian Fleming 1. Ooh, that's even money for Julian Fleming, plus 100. Dallin Hayden plus 120.
You get a touchdown. You get a touchdown.
Ooh, Kyle McCord plus 140 for 1.
For a rushing?
Paged over. Yeah. This doesn't, let me check the info. Carries, receives the ball in the end zone. So excludes passing TDs. Yeah. That's pretty tasty there. I don't like some of the action at minus 114 on Harrison and Tavien and Mayan.
You got a lot stronger stomach for that shit than me. The only one I like on there is Emeka. Because if I get one, it's a push, right?
Yeah, but it's minus 251. That juice is terrible.
Money. It's easy money.
But you're making back like half your money.
Can you get? What if he scores 2? What's the juice on that?
Let me check. Ooh, that's plus 200.
There you go.
Yeah. What if Harrison gets 3? That's plus 400. That's what I'm talking about. Make it juicy.
He ain't getting 3.
Probably not. Tavien is 400 if he gets 3. You're the tight end, Cade, plus 140 just to get in the end zone once.
I don't hate that.
How about over under rushing yards? I got Tavien over under 84.5.
Oh, I'm good on that. I'll go over.
Okay. How about
And I'm
receiving?
talking, and I think he's only going to get like 12 carries. He's going to have one for like 60.
Yeah, probably. That's what I think. Receiving yards over under Marv has 91.5. You think he gets to 100?
I don't know. I feel like the entire nation, including Indiana's defense, is going to be trying to stop Marv.
They're all going to rise up and come together as one.
I like the
Hoosier
under.
Nation.
I like the under.
Ooh. Oh boy. They got their corner rotation is 2 transfers and 2 redshirt freshmen. So I don't know. Emeka over under 68.5 yards.
Over.
All right. Minus 113 is your juicy. Cade over under 22.5.
You know he's going to have like 2 catches. That's probably about, man, that's a good number.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What are you going with on that?
I say over. I think he could be a quarterback's friend down the middle, right down the seam.
If all these guys are new, yeah. I mean, I wonder how good they're gonna.
Ooh,
Ryan Day ought to eat these boys alive.
yeah. All right, folks. I think we're going to bounce. 5:30 went for a hard hour. That's what she said. So don't forget, Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Hey, hit that like button. We got 40 people in here. I see you guys. Hit that like button, por favor. Make sure you're subscribed. And 8 p.m. Eastern, Sunday night, me, Jeff, and Sean. I will try and keep us on a better clock this time and not tell stupid stories that put people to sleep. So we'll be talking about the Indiana game recap. We'll cover the t-shirt giveaway. We'll announce a winner there. What else? We'll be getting prepped for Western Kentucky. They're next week. So I'll do a little homework.
No, isn't it Youngstown State? Youngstown State's next week.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then I won't do any. I'm not going to do any homework for that.
You ain't gonna need to do much.
No.
All right, man.
All right.
Have a nice weekend.
Great story, Sean. Best of luck, and hope everything goes as well as possible. I know it won't go well, but as well as possible.
It'll be fine. I'll power through it. All right, man.
All right.
Happy Labor
Talk
Day.
to you later.
Peace.